welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to be looking at the film Harriet. So this is the story of Harriet Tubman. And most of it takes place during and right before her escape, which is actually in the 1840s. So this is before the stories of Cecile and Marie Grace, and a decent before Addie. So this is a little over 2 hours. So it is not for the younger ones. This is high school and up. Middle school, maybe. This is PG-13. So there is violence in this. So it does tell the story of Harriet Tubman, how she grows up, her relationships with her masters, and it does show her escape, which I think is a little bit more violent than it might have been. My issue is I think they show her escaping during the day, which she wouldn't have done. They don't escape during the day. They escape in the middle of the night. But nonetheless, it is a very long film. It is done very well. Again, there is quite a bit of violence in this. She uses a shotgun to shoot off the hand of one of her former slavers. Now, this is after her escape and she comes back. It does show her jump into a river, which isn't possible from where she's at because she's not in the mountains. She's on the coast of Maryland because that's where she escapes from. But it is very interesting. It is decently well accurate. I mean, again, they probably dramatize stuff. It it shows how she fights to go back and be a conductor on the railroad and bring back her people. How her mother was getting old and her mother's brain wasn't all there. But how she brings her family back, which is I think one of her last trips when she goes to get her parents. And she's not able to find everybody, unfortunately. I think she's not able to find like one of her sisters or something. But but nonetheless, it shows her, and then it ends kind of showing her as part of, it doesn't actually show her nursing. It's one of the things that kind of skips over because she's a nurse during the Civil War and she becomes a spy. It kind of skips over that. It's one of the last scenes is when she's showing a event that did happen where she led a bunch of black Union soldiers on a raid to rescue, I think it was almost like 700 slaves. So that was one of her final acts, rescuing people. And she, so, but mostly it is about her time, her escape, and her time on the plantation. She was hit in the head when she was young, so she did have visions. Most likely she had brain damage, but she believed they came from God, because that was the times. And they weren't thinking about brain damage back then, let alone slaves or female slaves at that. So, again, it's very long. It is definitely, again, PG-13, so this is for the older kids. It is a great film to show the violence and the heroism of Harriet Tubman, who was one of many conductors on the Underground Railroad. But it does definitely show how that works. So, this is, again, an over 2 hour film. I fast forwarded through things. I have ADHD and a 6-year-old with ADHD. And we've been sick. And that is the reason my voice sounds funny. It's because I'm recovering from a cold. Just trying to get I'm doing some mass filming right now. So at almost 7:30 at night. But nonetheless, I enjoyed this. I wish I had the time or the patience. Yes, even on medication, my brain just, I do not have the patience. It's done really well. Again, I enjoyed it. The cinematography is fantastic. Obviously, they do take liberties to make it more exciting, but they get the point. They show her bravery, and I really do recommend this film for most homeschoolers who are teaching the American Civil War, because, again, sometimes the documentaries get boring which is the reason I'm trying to avoid covering them that much, despite the fact that I covered the giant one for Felicity on the American Revolution. And I think I covered the one for the War of 1812. Trying to avoid, I don't know if I'll cover the one for Addie or not. I haven't decided that. But nonetheless, this is fun. It does well to show the facts and the realities of Harriet Tubman's escape and her life and what it was like. But again, it doesn't show everything because they can't. Obviously, because it's a long over 2-hour film. So, nonetheless, great film. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe because that is it for this one. Yes, I'm doing several short videos and my child is currently not happy because she's realized what I was doing. So I will be finishing off with Cecile and Marie Grace soon. Unfortunately, I've covered Underground Railroad stuff and slavery just because, again, limited stuff on New Orleans in the 1850s. I will be moving on to Kirsten next, so we will take a break from slavery and move on to the pioneers, and then we will move back to slavery with Addie, and then on to the Samantha. So if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you.